the right to free speech, free assembly, the right to petition our government. These rights are not abstract. These rights are made kind of most visibly and palpably real when people come together and they protest.
We will shut you down. We're going to do it in peace, and we're going to do it in love.
In a democracy, change begins with harnessing voice. We have to disrupt the normal in order to change the status quo. Protest is inherently about passion, expressing pain, fear, hope, aspiration, anger. And so, of course, it can be raw sometimes. Of course, it can get confrontational.
Do not agitate them. Don't give them no reason.
Things spin out of control sometimes in a protest, and that is the price you pay for free speech.
When an issue is so morally offensive, how do you respond to that? If we're coming out in the streets, it's because not enough is happening and we're very hot and bothered.
The quintessential protest movement, the Boston Tea Party. Dumping a bunch of tea in Boston Harbor, protesting a tea tax. Things actually really changed. They repealed the tea tax. That's the gift that was bequeathed to us by the founders, that freedom of conscience, of belief, of speech.
Freedom! Freedom! Freedom now!
In 1963, this scene behind me was filled with people on the March on Washington, and Martin Luther King spoke about having a dream. He had no expectation that civil rights would be achieved that day, that week, that month. What he did have an expectation was that this show of force of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, the National Mall, was going to send a message to the entire country that a moment had arrived.
Martin Luther King's March on Washington was a huge act of civil disobedience, and it achieved something really concrete. And if you forget that, and if you allow them to own that narrative of like it's in the past, then you are being robbed of your power.
What movements do is they change the conversation. They change the political culture. What you're expecting is for passerbys to see you, you're expecting video to catch you, and you want to pull more people into your movement, because the goal, we know, is a mass movement.
This protest started out slowly. We had one person, and then we had a few more people come. Grab a sign, Brian. Well, I think protests do make a difference, because first of all, it educates people. And we're giving people courage, too, because sometimes we're doing things that they are afraid to do themselves.
Protest is one of the most important ways for citizens to exercise power, but it's rarely sufficient. If you want to make lasting, durable, political and civic change, you've got to convert that energy from protest into policymaking.
Women's rights movement, they developed their own political party, they challenged politicians who opposed them. That's how they won the vote.
And the Tea Party movement has not died down, it's morphed, and you can't go to a city council meeting or a school board meeting or a state legislature meeting without meeting folks who came out of the Tea Party movement and are now directly participating in the governance of their municipalities or their states.
It is our duty as Americans to participate in democracy, to ensure that those who represent us in government are pushing forward our priorities and the issues that we care about.
One person, one vote.
One person, one vote. We are getting stronger and louder.
When you have people marching, it's a great equalizer, just like voting. And our biggest power are our neighbors, our friends, coming together in marches, saying, I see your injustice. Do you see it? Do you see it? You see it? Okay, let's go and make them see it.
I think protest is one of the most hopeful, beautiful things you can find, because it's people saying, we actually believe in the words of the creed, and we're going to show up to claim them.
Whatever your beliefs, get out into the streets, get involved in politics, engage, because it's your future.
If not us, then who?
We march, we organize, we rally, we protest for a better tomorrow.
Are you ready?